Yeah, so I am listening to you, Jason, while I am scurrying around, just trying to get a clear um, picture of Amarius Mims, where he stands in the Georgia offensive line rotation and how much he's played in the past. So he was just a freshman last season. So he's going into a sophomore season where obviously he's looking at trying to get into the rotation with one of the best offensive lines in the country. And that's what it's been at Georgia. And apparently he was uneasy and unsure about where he stood in regards to playing time. Even though he came in as a 5-star, one of the top five offensive linemen in the country coming out of high school, he didn't play as a freshman, obviously wasn't sure, and probably continues to not be certain about whether he's going to be an impact player and be able to work into that offensive line rotation. So
I,
I understand the determination. I could go to Florida State, which is certainly you have been as vocal as anybody else on here about offensive line issues at Florida State for the last 5 years, where I can come and sure, is there cachet to playing with Georgia? But if you can be productive at a major brand, then you set yourself up for a NFL career.
oh, I mean, there's a gentleman from Florida State who will be attending the NFL draft this season who did the same exact thing. Came from Georgia, came to Florida State, had a rock star year last year. Mr. Jermaine Johnson, who did exactly what you're saying. That being said, I think Mims is looking at it from the factor of last year was his freshman year. He's got at least 2 more years before he can declare for the NFL draft. So you've got those 2 years that you could spend at Georgia, which right now I think you could say Georgia. Even let's just say Alabama's the preseason number one. Let's say coming in 4 months from now, Alabama's the preseason number one team. I think Georgia's definitely within the top three to start the season. Probably the clear runaway favorite in the SEC East, at least this season, and maybe next season, because I think Florida's in a rebuild mold. I think Tennessee is still building. And really, who else in the SEC East could compete with them at this point right now? Versus you coming to a Florida State program who, trust me, I pray to God that Florida State is an 8-win team this season. I pray to God Florida State somehow is a miracle, and I hope that we win every single game. I know we won't, but I hope we do. But I think at this point you have to look at it. Do you have a chance to up your draft stock while on a 11-win team at Georgia, or a team at Florida State that's trying to win 7 games this season? I think if you're a grad transfer like I believe it's Dylan Gibbons, the kid who transferred in from Notre Dame. If you're a kid like that, you've already got your career, you've got your degree from Notre Dame, you're coming in at that grad transfer point. If you're Mims, you still have at least 2 more seasons to play college football before you can even sniff the NFL. Do you want to sniff that competing for SEC championships, possibly being in the college football playoff at Georgia while improving your draft stock? Or do you want to try to improve your draft stock at a Florida State program that's right now at this point striving for 7 wins?